3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2. Будем проверять, потому что оказывается, я не смотрел записи на 9 стримов по несколько часов до этого. В записях был ужасно слышно мой кувер. Это омерзительно, это отвратительно, и когда-нибудь я перепройду еще раз диск ELYSIUM. Только для того, чтобы... Хорошо. Вот. Ладно, попробуем проверять. Я буду надеяться, что все нормально, и буду чекать в чате. Ну, хорошо, напиши мне, пожалуйста, все ли нормально, слышно ли лучше, хуже, лучше ли слышно мой голос. По идее, я включил шумоподавление. Должно быть хорошо. Давайте переоденемся из нашего очень роскошного, но все-таки выходного лука. Помехи есть. Ага. Сейчас попробуем кое-что сделать. Учись, пожалуйста, мой хороший. Дополнительные параметры звука. ELYSIUM. Сейчас попробуем. Мой голос слышен через радио или игровая вот эта вся система? Сейчас должна звучать музыка и чайки. Ага. Ну... Так, если гарнитура.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds, another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place. This trap is also full of panicked locusts, no sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap. Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
The reeds bend forlornly toward the water. Some tufts have been crushed. The broken stalks sickly pale against the darkness. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again, always the cold.
Put your hands where I can see them. Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now!
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
You shouldn't be here. Something's very wrong with her. She's completely out of control.
The man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket. Feel the threat! Feel vision. Get on the ground. Get on the goddamn ground. Subject yourself to a full body cavity search. Prohibited materials concealed in nostrils, ears, mouth, navel, urethra, foreskin, vagina, and rectum.
In her mind, the cavity search is happening, as long as she's saying it. It appears the things she says are very real to her.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
The situation looks bad. Calm yourself. Steady your breathing. This is dangerous. You're 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded.
It's the goddamn police, shitbag! Cut the pavement! You're under arrest!
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs? She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police officer, a lower-ranking police officer.
What? Sir?
In this moment of hesitation, she almost doesn't seem disturbed, but like someone suddenly waking from a deep sleep.
Officer compromise, unlawful impersonation, pigs en route, engage your will.
Okay, she's actually more agitated now. My bad.
Officer in need of assistance! Suspect alert! Get on the ground!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot! Big red key! Big red key!
All right, here's the plan. You hurl the ledger in her face, already darting right, and immediately close the distance. Left hand grabs the barrel, right one breaks the wrist. A drop of sweat runs down your nose, and in it you see the Martinez Inlet, wrapped in the night. In the abandoned fish market, 3 figures standing in a spectacular light show. A large, loud woman is pointing an empty firearm at the other 2. She doesn't want to listen, or even to be heard.
Huh? My God, I think you're right.
What? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. What is this? Police gun have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
She looks devastated. Grab the gun, right now. This might be your only chance.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this. Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8, and loneliness. Yeah, looks like a bad case. But the question is what to do with her right now. I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without a gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family. Okay, that settles it. I'll contact my station after we wrap it up for the day. They can contact the sanitarium and handle the logistics. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
Please, leave the radio on.
She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. Maybe if you search her once more. The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them? Do. She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
Oh, is that yours?
It's hard to say. It's been so long since you wore yours.
It's your hat.
The old woman doesn't react to your touch. The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
All right. I can drive him to processing today, no problem, since we stalled with this. But this does mean I will be gone for the rest of the day. Work on the case, tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned. On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Так. А вот, кстати, интересно, будет ли меня слышно? Я пиздела, как-то нихуя не случилось. Теперь я вижу, что мой голос слышно. Но я без микрофона. То есть как теперь вообще... В смысле, я без наушников. Так. По идее, мой голос должен быть слышно. По идее, должно быть слышно игру. Я надеюсь. Наверное, чуть-чуть мы сделаем вот так. Чтобы она хотя бы до желтенького. Ну да, максималочку, чтобы она доходила до желтенького состояния. Ну, будем, походу, видимо, это единственный способ сделать. Секунду. Я пытаюсь... Сейчас нужно с телефона прослушать, потому что я не знаю, как это звучит. А с наушниками было лучше или хуже? В смысле, это получается микрофон и наушники вообще? Они не хочешь? Это динамика, микрофонный вход, наушники. А теперь все по умолчанию. Короче, с... Ёпты. Не хочу. Тут какие-то... Ёпты. Тихо. Вот, настолько. Вот так. Более-менее, наверное. Ну вот санина. И что делать? Так, у меня меньше настроено шумоподавление. Шумоподавление есть. Фильтры. Но... низкого качества, высокое, хорошее качество. Перейдем. Что делает компрессор? Степень сжатия при разгибании, исходное усиление, источник переделения. Хуй знает, не могу понять. Так, с компрессором хуже. О. Если с компрессором лучше, что бы он ни делал. Ну хорошо, давай еще что-нибудь поставлю. Что такое лимитер, я не знаю, но давайте. Что такое лимитер? Может, он тоже что-то сработает. Просто, судя по всему, у меня микрофон на ушах нахуй пошел. Остался только тот, что на компе. Не знаю, нужны новые наушники, или проще отдельный микрофон купить. Обидно. Нужно чуть-чуть погромче себе сделать. Вероятно, как-то так. Ну, просто я хочу, чтобы было слышно меня, но не слышно помех. Но сейчас тут еще и слышно это море, и оно может типа как-то странно звучать. Наверное. Да ёптануть. А вот так. А вот так. Если я вот так разговариваю. Давайте вот снова на максималочку. Потому что она где-то какую-то хуйню делала, когда я говорю. Уф, ебантейство. Ладно, ждем пинга. Ждем, пока до тебя доползет трансляция. А пока, я думаю, мы с Гарри поспим.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
Было с помехой. Что с этим делать, блядь? От ушей это зависит, не от ушей. Нет, это было дело не в ушах. Давайте компрессор лимитер отключим. Пропускной уровень шума. А вот так. Вот, допустим, если... Мне кажется, да, как-то громче мне стало слышно. Я какие-то бегунки просто двигаю в разные стороны. И что-то происходит. Для этого нужно просто взять микрофон какой-нибудь. Потому что это капец. Прикол в том, что вроде как я также все подключал. Голос должен был стать. Ну да, я слышу, что есть какие-то помехи. Даже когда я не говорю, тут на микшере они показываются, что какой-то звук ловит правильно. А так? Мне там какой-то хуйню все ловит. Или нет? Мне постепенно затекает. Я бы на дичь дичь. Микшер. Раз, два, ну, по умолчанию. Давайте вернем тогда динамик ЛТ на ОБС. Если я диск ELYSIUM поставлю на динамике. Секунду, мне нужно переключиться. Нет. Я понял. Когда пытался сделать лучше, но вышло через жопу. Чудесно. Что с этим, блядь, делать? Давайте снова подключим как... Ну, типа, я же и до этого подключал как наушники. Под гарнитурой у нас получается моих комментариев не слышно. А нужны ли мои комментарии на самом деле? Может, ну их нахуй? Потому что под гарнитуру эта хуйня не работает. Судя по всему. Ладно, я попробую просто говорить пореже. Это нам, в принципе, не особо надо. И сегодня немножко поиграем. Может быть, и даже сколько времени. Когда я полчасика, может, еще поиграю и схожу, просто смотрю какие-то наушники. В принципе, этим уже довольно плохо. У них торчат провода, и логично, что они им не дают нормального звука, нормального микрофона, ничего нормального. Вот. Так что, возможно, надо будет купить отдельный наушники, отдельный микрофон. А пока что буду просто молчать. Я надеюсь, что шумов от моего кулера не слышно, и это хорошо. И тогда соберу все в порядке. Окей.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street. Recorded in you forever on Faraday. No, you're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep. Studded with stars. Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing. It's the world, Harry boy. And you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit. Beautiful. It's stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images. You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes. Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city. You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles, doing your tasks, crossing names off lists, trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth. There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him. He's got no idea what he's in for. 'Cause only love can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the wind. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time. Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now. It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around here. An earth-shattering deduction from your psyche. What will those guys come up with next? Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse. Oh sure, you've been making progress on your case, interviewing people, solving side tasks. But who's focusing on the big questions? But have you ever seen them? How do you know they're even there? More importantly, how do you know they aren't waiting for your participation? You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité. The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios. Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues. The Human Welfare Index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy. Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority, like a committee. Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves. Most likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors. Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be taken up at the next meeting of the Standing Committee. Rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels. Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated. Good. You're up. Listen, it's a suspicion. An earth
Так,
every
почему?
things seem to... Oh, sure. But who's you've got to find... Whoa. Like a committee. Don't run away from it now, Harry. You only your half together. You'll be able to discover who has love. Good luck.
Окей, мы не будем нажимать на фиолетовую хуйню.
Yes? Okay, let's talk about it. You stole the boots. Congratulations. That must have taken an enormous concerted effort, considerable ingenuity and timing. Now I'm going to report you and you are going to go to jail.
Oh no, you're a cop. You can't go to jail.
Am I? Anyway, did you want something related to police work?
I don't care about your insane theft, the lieutenant thinks, and looks away from the boots. Just know, if anyone asks me, I will snitch on you.
Ah, I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject. If you ask me, it's past time for you to cut back on the smoking. You seem like a man with a death wish. It's quite disturbing. Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Price Stabilité? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for? But isn't that your job? Ah, now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility? Simple. Because moral intern types love to form committees. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villeudroit, the gentleman you met in the young man's apartment. If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But first you might need to speak with his young companion. Now, was there anything else? What about me? No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you. It's like you're locked down.
Something the matter, Detective?
Goddamn right something's the matter. Lieutenant Eyebrow here thinks he can shut you down like some browless freak. Thinks you're just going to lie back and take it. Let's show him. Raise your brow high, up to high noon. The lieutenant immediately grasps the stakes. His gears turn as he prepares a devastating counter. This could get ugly. Your fingers trace the edges of an imaginary holster on your hip. A slight twitch runs through your index finger. Now counter his counter. Brow to the troposphere. Full hoist. The lieutenant anticipates your move, but can neither deflect nor parry your counter assault. A single drop of sweat trickles down his cheek. An almost imperceptible snap inside the lieutenant. His shoulders relax, his eyebrow casually descending as he tries his best to look relaxed, nonchalant even. A graceful retreat, so smooth you'd almost think there was no battle at all. There, you've breached his defenses. His secrets are yours.
All right. I guess there is one thing. I have, on a few occasions, when I was young and foolish, smoked hemp. The hemp. Cannabis. Is that secret enough for you? It's not a big deal. I don't do it anymore. But it happened a few times in my 20s. How about we hit the crime we came here for instead? And by hit, I mean solve it. Solve it hard. Besides, those days are long behind me. Of course. Here's my gun and badge. They'll put me in the chaise for this, but it feels good to have it off my chest. All I ask is the chance to close this final case, so I can go to the chaise with a clean conscience. Let's hurry. I'm living on borrowed time. Good. Let's change the subject.
И простите за помехи, но я снова заговорила, что-то нужно прокомментировать. Да, мы это сделали, мы молодцы, и сейчас нам нужно сменить шмот на внушабельный, по-моему. Во-первых, да, это была наша прекрасная, замечательная, лучшая победа. Мы ей полностью гордимся. Что у меня было на внушении? Да. Ты мне с ней не поможешь. Что-то, какое у меня внушение? 9. Заебись. А что еще дает внушение? Журнал. Но этот я переодену, у меня будет плюс 8. Нужно хотеть. Потому что, если я верно помню, какой свет красивый был. Если я верно помню, то нас сейчас ждет вообще лучший шмот. Если это на 4-й день. Здравствуй, Сирень. Да, я надеюсь, пожалуйста. Да! Сейчас я снова замолчу. И просто насладись моментом, пожалуйста.
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Was it a good idea on the lieutenant's part to get into this? Don't even answer that. Just leave. You can always come back later, on your own terms.
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and on the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
These skull people are more than an authority. They're deities.
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future, just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Apart from the unions themselves, of course.
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are. We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them. Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
Ah, you'll see for sure once we're in. It's the last thing you'll ever see before the void consumes you.
You don't feel very scared.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're only saying practice things for now, so we don't mean no harm to the Skulls brand, or to you.
This is definitely something the Skulls would say, but we're not trying to encroach on the Skulls brand in any way. On the contrary, we're just here to market it. We think of it more like two franchises merging. You know, us two and the Skulls. I really feel like we would add more to the table. Spice things up here in Martinez, you know. Get the old machine of pain and suffering oiled up real good.
What would these guys have to offer any organization?
Whatever, man. Work is for pussies. You wouldn't get it anyway. Hey, we could be just as hard. Like pavement on top of pavement. Or a brick on top of another brick.
Or a grave on top of a grave.
These kids have the vocabulary, but might be missing a brain.
Mm-hmm. What about them? Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message. What I mean by this is, we are all piss and that the world is inherently meaningless.
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it.
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the jacket, or are they derived from something else entirely?
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though, you get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world and not get caught up in fucking someone. Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
Is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops?
Yes? What is? What are you implying? I'm not sure I understand you, Detective. Neither. Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements. Seems about right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
So are we done here? Or you don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
No, no, no. Don't ask anything. Be subtle and scary. The boys dream about being skulls. Use that.
What? No! Skulls don't have kings. I think. And we're not even in yet.
Yeah, man, keep your voice down. Skulls don't take it lightly when folks pretend to be them. We're not even prospects yet.
Wow, you boys are ambitious. Only prospects and already planning a coup in the skulls. You're destined to go far.
He gets it. Passive-aggressive flattery.
Shut the fuck up! Are you trying to get us killed?
Now bring it to the jackets and, yes, start shouting.
Please be quiet. What? What do you want? The jackets?
You got it. No need for cruelty.
Oh, man. Okay, I get it. Skulls don't really wear slogans anyway. This was stupid.
Fuck.
The lieutenant watches the boys take their jackets off with mild amusement.
I'm absolutely okay with not having either one, thank you. This case doesn't require us to go undercover or raise hell. In fact, I don't think the jackets will be useful at all. I just wanted them to not have them anymore.
Cold-hearted cop.
The need will not arise.
Oh, the need will arise. Here's how we'll do it. As soon as this conversation is done, you put on the fuck the world jacket. We'll take it from there.
I don't know, Eric. It's cold out.
Yeah, let's get out of here. The cops fucked us.
Good. Step 1 complete. Now, let the lieutenant feast his eyes on the fruits of the tree of cool.
Здесь прекрасно все.
Very rock and roll. But is now really the time?
You've got to work your way into this thing. The subtle way. Wind him up a little. Don't immediately go for the kill.
Detective, what are you talking about?
Plow ahead. Don't let him slow you down.
This is one of those times where you're just going to keep talking no matter what I say, isn't it?
A long moment passes as the lieutenant considers his words.
Never has anyone asked me to place more trust in them than you are asking of me right now. If you saw this branch out from under me while I've got peace faggot written on my back, I'm afraid the RCM is going to have our asses for this.
With a look of utter disbelief, the lieutenant slips into the jacket. Now he's become the piss. There's no stopping you now.
The problem is, it really does look cool to have both of these jackets on right now. That's what I'm afraid of. We better solve this thing fast. Let's be clear about one thing. The first chance I get, these things coming off. And that will be it. No take-backs, no follow-up conversations. That's it. Do you understand?
He means it. The moment your jacket comes off, so does his. That means you're probably going to have to keep fucking the world till the end of days.
Alright, fuck. Time to solve a murder. As counterintuitive as it might seem in these jackets. Let's go.
Да, детка. Да. Ясно. Я думаю, на сегодня мы стрим закончим. Я говорил, что он будет коротенький. Мы сделали лучшее, что вообще можно было сделать в этой игре. И я попробую на следующему стриму настроить звук нормально. Я надеюсь. Я сохраняюсь и закрываю стрим.